Where do I start? How did I get to this point? God works in intentional and mysterious ways. For me to genuinely get to this point of making this video, like this has been I've been wanting to do this. Like I've been wanting to share how I really feel about certain things and in a long form, but you know, procrastination. For me to start this today, I had to look at my content for the past weeks and say, nah, I don't like it, you know. Been hypercritical, angry, negative thoughts. I had to try link a girl, didn't go the way, so I didn't link her. I had to randomly call my boy, and I got to this point and I said, you know what? After this phone call, I'm gonna make that video. I've been thinking, damn, it's like everything goes wrong at the same time. And that's intentional. You know, Dave said a bar like, before I changed my life, everything went something, but that's the rite of passage in his recent freestyle.
Before I made it happen and my life was lavish, it took a turn for the worse, but that's a rite of passage.
Yeah, I'm deliberating, but my name is Paul. Some people know me as Pauls, and I do skits, but today I actually want to talk about something completely different, and I want to use this platform to talk about these different things. FYI, I talk about a lot of things in relation to content, because that's the way I can relate it. But these are broad things about life. You know, without further ado, today I'm talking about reminiscing. And, you know, everyone reminisces. Let's not lie. Everyone thinks about, damn, the good old days, the good times. And there's nothing wrong inherently with reminiscing, you know. And I pray that God helps me to really get my message across the way that he wants it to be across. This is not a Christian podcast or anything like that. You know, I am Christian, but you know what I'm saying. But anyways, back to it. So you have reminiscing where you're just looking, okay, these times were good. Sometimes I reminisce about sixth form. I really enjoyed those days. Like I say, damn, these were good days, you know. These were good days. But the point where it starts to get negative is when these are good days start to turn into, these were the better days. I wish that these were the days now. Because the point reminiscing gets dangerous is when you start appreciating what you had and then you have no more appreciation for what you have. You get what I'm saying? So you start to look into past and see, no, that's what I want. And I faced this truly and deeply for weeks upon weeks. I'm a hypercritic. I analyze myself. I tell myself this and that. So when my content's not going the way I want it to, you know, human nature, you start to reminisce about the good old days. And I would literally look at my old self. I look at my old videos. I'll say, damn, I used to be so creative. Damn, I look at the people's comments on my videos because everyone was having the time of their life. Everyone was laughing at my videos. I was like, damn, look how many people used to find me funny. Damn, I remember Dave said in a bar, I remember I first heard a bar in like year 8. This was psychodrama. And he said, reading through your old comments, just trying to feel some love again.
And they don't know how tough it gets, reading through your old comments, trying to feel some love again.
This is like 5 years before I started content. I never understand the severity of that bar until I started content. And I'm literally reading through my old comments, trying to feel that sense of love that I felt before. And it's pain. Do you understand? You're putting yourself through pain because you're appreciating what you had, but I'm not looking at what I have right now. And it's something that I feel so deeply. When I say I was doing this, I'm not talking about 3 months ago, man. I'm talking about 4 days ago. And that's why you're probably able to feel the passion in a lot of things that I'm saying, but I digress. Back onto it. I'm looking at my content. I'm saying, damn, I used to be so creative. I used to say, I used to do any idea that I loved, any idea that I liked, and everyone loved me. But this is literally what I used to say verbatim. Damn, I used to be lit back then. And I'm the sort of person that, you know, I'll say it cleanly, I'm not a shookhead. I'm not scared to work hard. So whilst I'm reminiscing and having these thoughts, I'm telling myself, I pose, you need to get up back and jog. What are you doing? You don't want it enough. You don't want it enough. I'm telling myself all these stuff. You don't want it enough. What are you doing? Whilst also reminiscing, saying, I used to be so creative. And what the picture I'm trying to point is that I'm trying to get back to a good position through a completely negative cycle. And when I clocked it, it just hit me like a brick. You know, I was watching a video. I watch a lot of videos like trying to, you know, inspire you to trying to pick at things like you need to do. And this video, like, there's nothing that I've not heard before. But at this point, I was just in the shower and it just said, be who you want to be. And I don't know why everything switched at that moment. I'm trying to force myself for ideas, but the reason why those ideas aren't coming, even though I'm angry, I'm waiting there for 10 minutes, I'm thinking, flip, why is there no ideas? Is because in that moment, I didn't view myself as a creative person anymore. Because I put all my creativity in my past self. I said, I used to be so creative back then, you know? And I said, I used to be so funny. I used to be so lit. I used to tell myself, I'm falling off. Imagine what this does to your mental state. When I say I'm talking about 4 days ago that I was saying all of these stuff. So I'm not talking about it from a point of power that, this is what you'll go through if you're on a low level. This is what I've been through recently. And I just recently, thank God, I broke free from it. How did I expect myself to actually be creative if I'm reminiscing about my past self and I don't even see myself as creative anymore? Because every time I think about creativity, I'm thinking I used to be so creative. If I actually want to be creative, I have to be creative. Like I have to tell myself, I am creative. I am creative. This is who I am. God is a creator and I'm made in God's image. So creativity will naturally flow through me. If not, this whole creative process is forced. I'm trying to force it. I'm trying to force things. I'm trying to think. I'm thinking to myself, flip, get an idea, and nothing's coming. And that's because, bro, you don't force creativity. Creativity is a byproduct of who you are. We're all created as creatives. You know what I'm saying? But when you don't see yourself as that, how do you expect to create not even at a high level, at any level? The same way, you're reminiscing about something that you used to be better at. I used to be so good at maths. Damn it, I never used to procrastinate. So you're putting that identity of all these things that you used to be good at in a past self. So you're telling your self-conscious, I used to be good at, but that's not me no more. So when it's actually time for you to not procrastinate, why do you think you can't not procrastinate? Because in your mind, only your past self doesn't procrastinate. I got this. When I first heard of things like this was the dumbest things I ever heard. You know? I'll read it out. I'm the most creative I have ever been. Amen. I'm more creative than I was yesterday. Amen. I'm the best creator in the world. Amen. When new doors are opening for me. Amen. I am diligent. Amen. I have faith in God's plan. Amen. And I believe this wholeheartedly. And bear in mind, I wrote that about 3 days ago. And I'm not going to sit here and say, wow. Ever since that 3 days that I wrote, I came back and I've now had the idea that no one in a million years has had. That's not how it works. But at least now I know I don't have to force this creativity thing. Because when I'm reaffirming these things to myself, I'm remembering who I am. Not who I was, I'm remembering who I am. I am a creative person. So I don't have to force this creativity. Come on, mate. I need an idea now. I need to joke. I need to flow. I don't have to force it. I know in my heart, I can let this flow and I can let it come naturally. And that's peace. Do you understand? As a content creator, you can't do nothing if you don't have peace, you know. You can't do nothing if you don't have peace. I have that peace that a great idea has come because I am a creative. That's it. I don't believe in people putting themselves down and saying, I used to be. Don't reminisce about your past self. Be who you want to be now. That's it. Say to yourself every day in the mirror, as cringe as it may seem, bro, I remember when I was insecure about my height, my boy said, my name's Paul, I'm a short man, and look in the mirror and say every day, bro, no word of a lie, I couldn't say that because it was too hard. But over time, you'll realize all these things that you couldn't say in your subconscious actually become a part of you. Do you get what I'm saying? For you to have creativity, a creative is what you must be. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like for you to be a son. For you to have a child, a father is what you must be. So for creativity to flow through you, you must be a creative person. If not, creativity won't flow through you. Do you understand what I'm saying? So how do you expect yourself to be creative if you've been reminiscing about your past self? For me,